Many years ago, the St. Louis Rams moved all the way to LA and left the city of St. Louis behind, winning a Super Bowl. Aaron Donald, Sean McVay, and all the things that they had built, they left. Today, we are bringing an NFL team, an expansion team, back to the city of St. Louis and trying to win them a Super Bowl and recapture some of the glories of the days of the greatest show on turf. The starting point, however, is not very good. With an expansion team, you don't get very much to really work with, and my self-imposed rules was I only got to build my team with what was left in free agency, the scraps, and we don't have much to really be excited about. We have one player that isn't a normal dev. It's Trey Lance. And not to show you a bunch of what's going to be going on in this first season. Typically, I want to just show you guys playoff games and playoff action, the significant stuff. But this is just to give you a little bit of a glimpse of how bad this team is, as I also, whipped this team up in about an hour in the team builder, the St. Louis Archers. Probably not too original, but I thought it was pretty cool because they got the arches and everything, and the logo looks pretty nice. And it's probably not the greatest team ever, but for an hour's work, I thought it was pretty solid. As throwing over the middle. Look at the first touchdown in team history. It is Trey Lance to Tanner Hudson. 4-6. So we don't get shut out in our first game, but you gotta wonder how long is it gonna take for us to get our first win. 36-7, the final in the first game in team history. And yeah, like I said, when it comes to who's going to be on this team, I won't even say for the long term, I'll just say for more than a year or two. Let's go and re-sign some of these decent players. Beanie Bishop, Muhammad Kamara is a young player, edge rusher. Paul from Ole Miss, is go bring him in for a bigger contract. Damian Martinez. So slight upside with maybe some of those players. Let's get to the end of year one, where we finish 0-17. Oh boy. So we're going to have the number one pick. I think we expected that. And we're going to have a lot of money, though. Another kind of self-imposed thing. I'm going to try to limit who you can sign, really, to players who are interested. Because why would any big-time free agent, no matter how much money we have, want to sign here unless I was throwing them record-breaking historical contracts? So, I'm going to try to keep it a little bit more realistic in that sense. But yeah, you could see not even a lot of one-score games. We got shut out against the Panthers. And Trey Lance had I've never seen a season like this. Are you kidding me? Trey Lance, 7 touchdowns, 31 interceptions on the year, and completing under 50% of his passes. I don't think this is our future quarterback. He was kind of set up to fail, but still, oh my goodness. It's such a horrible year, and in terms of redeeming qualities on this team, Damian Martinez, Jeremy McNichols, at least they average 3 yards a carry. Still not good. Xavier Restrepo was here, 500 yards. I'd say of all of the players on this roster, we had, one positive, and that was the season of Chris Paul, cutting up 130 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, 5 pass breakups. I guess Cleveland Farrell, 7.5 sacks. Just kind of pulling in with whatever young players were busts. You could see also dead last in a couple of different categories. We were 28th and 1 as the Chargers take home the first Super Bowl. Khalil Mack wins Super Bowl MVP, but we go into the offseason where this is our whole roster. We have about a dozen players. We have $290 million in cap space, but yeah, you can see there's not going to be a lot of interest because why would anybody want to sign here? Why would anybody want to be here at all? So we're going to limit ourselves to anybody who has some interest, and it's not going to be guys like Tyler Linderbaum. It's not going to be any of these quarterbacks. The best one that's interested is Teddy Bridgewater. I don't think we're going to go after Teddy Bridgewater, though some running backs are at least semi-interested. Rico Dowdle. Maybe we can capture some of that 2-game magic. Javonte Williams seems like he might be the most interesting player for us, and we're going to go and sign Tutu Atwell, or at least throw out a contract offer for him. About 3 years, $8 million. He likes the scheme fit. Ben Powers, how about another $7 to $8 million contract to try to bulk up this offensive line? And the big guy that we're going to go for, and I really put in quotations, big signing, Javonte Williams, coming off his season in Dallas. Amani Hooker could also help us out. He wants playing time, and he'll get it here. Connor McGovern, I mean, we're going to be filling out the roster with a lot of players like this, like $7 million contracts. And, the first 5 players that we're allowed to go after, they all accept. So we got 2 offensive linemen, running back, receiver, safety. Let's go get another receiver about John Mechie for about $6 million. Arnold Ebikadi is sitting here interested, one of the better interested players. It's a little bit more expensive. Poona Ford also interested in us. It is an $18 million contract, and for these 5 players, also add Daniel Bellinger, Sam Howell. We get 4 out of 5. Poona Ford rejects us, so that's a little unfortunate. But I mean, our expectations are still very low. Even if we were to get a couple of free agents that are decent, we get another group of 5 players. But now we kind of turn our attention to what do we do with the number 1 overall pick. Now, obviously, when you have the number 1 overall pick, it would just be easy to go and trade it down for a bunch of picks because you need quantity, but also at the same time, that's not just realistic for an expansion team to just trade their number 1 pick for a bunch of picks, even if it may be perceived as smart. We're going to select with the number 1 overall pick. And another thing, I'm kind of, going from a roster building perspective, I'm not picking a quarterback. I don't want a David Carr situation. I don't want a situation where you go and the first thing you do is pick a quarterback, but you have nothing to surround him. You need to build up a little bit of leeway to put a quarterback in there to have some sort of help. We've got a couple of players that we full scouted, kind of eyeing what we're doing in the early second round. But for the number 1 overall pick, I think it's pretty clear. Walt Henson, edge rusher, top 5 talent, is one of the better edge rushers I've seen in this game. Elite jumping, elite excel, elite change of direction, good to great and everything else. And he looks just amazing with the pursuit, the finesse moves. And yeah, he's the number 1 ranked player in the class. And that is so much more helpful for this team from a long-term perspective than what would be just getting a quarterback now and setting him up for failure. We want to avoid the catastrophe of the quarterback situation and damaging him before we even get to have a chance of winning with him. So we're at least gonna, I don't want to say sell the next season or punt the next year or tank, but we're not going to make this a 1-year turnaround. So for our second round pick, I mean, seems pretty clear to me. Connor Dulong at tight end, really nice looking tight end. Got some great athleticism, verticality, receiving threat. I think this is, again, like a really good tight end for like Madden draft standards, not like a generational type of player, but 14th in true talent. And once again, hidden dev with 86 speed at 6'6". Yeah, I'll take that every single day. So we go edge rusher, we go tight end, third round, we go cornerback, Kelvin Thorpe. A little bit lower of an overall, but hidden dev, 6'2". Then we go, now having to build the offensive line. We signed 2 offensive linemen, but we still have a lot of other pieces that need to be filled out. Denario Walton looks pretty good in every aspect of his athleticism. 60th in true talent. Hidden dev, make that 4-4-4 on the hidden devs. And let's double down on the offensive lineman with Dylan Taylor in the 5th round. And will it be 5 for 5? It won't. Okay. 5 for 5 would have been nice, though. Marcus Chambers at wide receiver. He's slower, but we need some contributors at wide receiver. 6'4". Could be maybe a physical threat for us. Then we go running back to close things out, just to get somebody else in the room at least. And this is the draft we end with. Walt Henson's an 83 overall, tight end's a 76, guard who are going to move out to left tackle because we signed a guard. It's going to be 74 for him. Obviously a whole lot better this year. We have a rosterable, fieldable team that could probably, not get absolutely trounced by a college team at this point. But we do get our first win of the team's history. It took us only 2 games into the next year to do so. Now, I'm going to temper my expectations and not act like we have a chance of even going 500 this year, but nice to get a win over the Vikings as well. Like, not even a bad team. We beat a legit team. And as we go to the end of season 2, it is a 3-14 record. So, a 3-game improvement is still it's not much. We still get the number one overall pick, only winning 3 games. But yeah, I mean, we go on to lose our next 5 before beating the Chicago Bears, lose our next 4 before beating the Browns, and then lose our next 4. Question now becomes, at what point do we try to find that quarterback of the future? Because Trey Lance played a lot better, but even still, that was a low bar. Javonte Williams, how about 900 yards, 8 touchdowns? You can live with that. And a bunch of cast of receivers getting typical statistics for a low-end passing attack. Still no one even hitting an 800-yard mark or a 700-yard mark, just very low-end stuff. But Walt Henson as a rookie, 10 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks, and yeah, overall this team was just a lot better, but I mean, it was hard to do any worse. We got 16th in rushing yards, 16th in rushing defense, so the defense was, you know, middle of the pack yards wise, just not so much points wise. Lions win the Super Bowl with a David Montgomery MVP, and Walt Henson is no surprise, I feel like, with an 83 rookie edge rusher X factor. So now let's really get into some business here where we can start to improve this team quite a bit with $200 million, the number 1 overall draft pick, and a little bit of a foundation to work with. Tyler Biadasz is going to be the first player that we go after here on a 3-year deal for about 14-ish million. I know I wanted to keep it to players that were interested in us, but if I was going to go out there and try to sign somebody who, you know, I had to maybe overpay a little bit, let's go after some players on offense to help us out. Darnell Washington, Marvin Mims, and then let's go and see if we can throw a contract for Leonard Williams. So, with these 4 players on the board, it is going to result in no Marvin Mims, but we get Biadasz and Williams who are interested in us. Marvin Mims just wasn't into it. But Darnell Washington was drawing no interest in getting a number 2 tight end to be a blocker. I really think can help us out a lot. We're also going to trade Connor McGovern for 2 late-round draft picks because we signed Tyler Biadasz. And with the number 1 overall pick, we're looking with a lot of quarterbacks in this class. I still don't know if I'm, like, really dying to have one of these guys. I think D'Angelo Lawson's the best of the bunch, but there's a lot of QBs here. There is, like, was 10 round 1 QBs in total. There's gonna be some slips through the cracks. Number 1 overall pick, though, D'Angelo Lawson was the one I liked the most. He is 2nd to 3rd round talent, so even then, he's not that good. He's not a must-pick number 1 overall player. And with the number 1 overall pick, rather than just sitting here and trading it for a bunch of other picks, and rather than just drafting a quarterback here and figuring out the rest later, let's make a different type of trade, because I could take a cornerback. I know he's top 5 talent, but I'm not taking a cornerback number 1 overall. Let's go and see what we can do. The Raiders need a quarterback. They're rocking Spencer Rattler, and when I was really looking at who to trade for, Ashton Jeanty just kept popping up, and is just like, man, I want Ashton Jeanty so bad. I love Ashton Jeanty, and you know, why not do something with him? Haven't done anything really too much in a video. He's ran for 1,300 and 1,400 yards, but at the end of the day, he is a running back. 2 years left on his contract. You have the 5th-year option, but I mean, the Raiders are not in a position where a running back is going to change the foundation of their franchise, and they need a quarterback. They need a lot of help. Well, maybe they sit here and say, well, how about we swap Ashton Jeanty for Javonte Williams? We'll give you the number 1 overall pick. You just move up, you know, all the way from 25 to 1. So this is a little bit of a swap here, and it was a lot better than I had thought. I have the trade settings on very hard. I don't know how much of a difference that really makes. I haven't noticed too much, but how about Javonte Williams and the number 1 overall pick being sent to the Raiders for Ashton Jeanty and the number 25 overall pick? I had to remove some stuff, and they just kept making it a little bit more difficult. I wanted to squeeze out a 3rd. It looks like we can. I'll have to send out another late round draft pick. It'll be a 6th rounder. And coming to the team is Ashton Jeanty, and we still keep a 1st round pick. That is a really wild trade, and the Raiders, because of that, are moving on from Spencer Rattler. You give up a player like Ashton Jeanty, yeah, you're taking a quarterback, so we'll see if he ends up becoming anything. But we'll go to the number 25 overall pick, and we at least have a player now that is going to be a foundational piece for us. There's still a bunch of quarterbacks on the board if we want to take one. That's the thing. Like, there's just so many here. I don't think I want to take one though right now. I mean, there's some linebackers here. We do need a linebacker. And then you go to receiver, Tutu Atwell, John Mechie. We missed out on Marvin Mims. Like, we need some receiving help. Eric Gomez looked really awesome for a, B release, A deep route running. And how about a 4.24 40 time? Yeah, how about give me one of the fastest players in the world for football? Like, just give me a, Xavier Worthy type of guy. 99 speed, hidden dev. And if I'm being honest, I think I worked that perfectly. Second round, first pick, there is still, 5 quarterbacks that are round ones available? And I'm sitting here saying, I don't think we need to take one here either. They're just not being taken because with a quarterback, either you really buy into them and you really want to send it on them, or you just don't need one. And a lot of teams don't need this many quarterbacks. How about Alan Fredrickson at linebacker? A big position in need for us. Really good athlete at the linebacker position. Number 28 in true talent. So a little bit higher, but he is normal dev. Still, though, really nice player. And then we go all the way to the first pick of the third round. The quarterbacks are still here. They are still sitting here. And, well, maybe now in the third round where you're not married to the guy. If you take a guy number 1 overall, you got to make it work. You got to send it. You got to make sure you surround him with everything you need. You take a guy in the third round, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, no problem. You can move on. You don't have to really attach yourself to a third round quarterback. And of all the guys that I'm looking at, I think Graham Tatum looks to be the best one. So we're going to go and take Graham Tatum, 17th in true talent. He's actually pretty good, and he's hidden dev. He's 5'11", but yeah, 5'11" strong arm quarterback. We'll take that. I think we're working this beautifully. Other third round pick. Let's go a cornerback who missed the combine, missed the pro day. Yeah, sure, let's take a Quincy Howard, 71st in true talent, so got good value there. Normal dev, we'll take that. Defensive tackle in the fourth round. 6'5", 360 pounds with elite strength, A tackling, A play rec, B awareness. Yeah, I'll take that as well. He is ranked 18th in true talent, hidden dev, and we are just rolling on this draft. Ryan Andrews, a guard. How about go offensive lineman late in day 3? And he's 51st in true talent, and he's hidden dev. This is, I think, one of my best performances in a draft. This is amazing. Braden Brown, 40th in true talent at center, and this is like the 5th or 6th round. He's hidden dev. Yeah, look at what we were able to pick up. I also grabbed a long snapper too, but look at that. That is 8 draft picks, all 72 or better, most of them hidden dev, and on top of that, we also grabbed Ashton Genty. Yeah, that's about as good as it gets for a draft, and I think this team is now ready to make some noise. I don't anticipate us being a dominant force, but we got a star edge rusher, a star running back, and as we get to the end of the season, we are in the playoffs already in year 3. That is awesome to see, where we in just 3 years go from 0-17 to a playoff appearance, a home playoff game where we won our division. And now let's get into some action where Ashton Genty is our guy. I mean, this is the best running back to hit the city of St. Louis since what? Todd Gurley? Steven Jackson? I'd go even further and say Marshall Faulk. Let's go and see if we can make a little bit of a run here in our first playoff appearance as Tatum over the middle. That's going to be caught. And the first down for John Mechie, as we'll be at the 25-yard line. Play action to Genty. Tatum is rolling left, and Chase is brought down. And I believe that was Logan Wilson, who's on the Vikings now, as they'll throw middle on second down for a completion. Gain of 7, third down and 4. Genty picks up the block. Tatum on the run. It's incomplete. I think he could have ran for the first. Instead, they'll go for it. Fourth down, and it's intercepted. It was Isaiah Rodgers with the pick. 24-17 your score, so yeah, you needed the touchdown to tie it. maybe a little too early to be going for it. There were 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, but I appreciate the aggressiveness as the defense picks up a sack. Third down and 11 for J.J. McCarthy, and that's Jordan Addison for the first down. McCarthy having a great day. Play action, McCarthy is going to step up, throw it outside, and that's going to be caught short gain. It'll set up second down and 7 as they go play action again. McCarthy going down the right side of the field for Jefferson. It's knocked away. Third and 7. Pump fake for McCarthy as he'll go over the middle, short of the line. He's fighting forward, but he's not going to get it, and we'll take over. A second and 10 play action to the tight end, and he'll lose a yard. I like to give it to our superstar running back instead of going play action for negative 1 yard gains. There we go, Genty on the screen, but it's a little too far ways to go, and it will be a 3-and-out punt situation as the Vikings take over. On the ground they go. Injury timeout, second down and 8. They go with a lot of play action, this offense does. And over the middle, there's a completion and a first down past midfield. McCarthy closing in on 300 yards as the run in the backfield's going to get blown up. And it'll be third down and 11. Deep drop for McCarthy. Screen is not going to go anywhere. He didn't even complete it as Tatum takes over. And an incomplete pass. 5.5 minutes to go. Still down by 7. Tatum, middle, and caught for a short gain. Third down and 4. Got to convert here as they finally do. A first down. We needed that because we have not been able to move the chains. Not been able to do much. As here goes Genty. Finally giving him the ball. And Ashton Genty for a gain of 13 yards. And now go back to him. Here we go. Genty. First down again. And Ashton Genty's got 86 yards on just 13 carries. I want to keep it going with him. As there's the rookie Gomez for a first catch of the game that we've at least seen, as he'll go for 5 yards. Now throw over the middle. Oh, he picked it up. Logan Wilson being chased, and Logan Wilson is fast enough. Darnell Washington can't catch him. Touchdown Vikings. Tatum. Again, another play where it feels like he's about to run, and then last second he just throws it, and that was a awful decision. He should have just scrambled for it. I think he could have got there at the very least. He would have thrown a pick 6. 31-17 as the pass underneath is caught for a first down. But I mean, with under 3 minutes to go, you're going to need a lot to go your way. Here's Tatum. Is going to find Gomez. And there's the 99 speed on display for a huge gain to the 34-yard line. And a throw over the middle again completed. And he'll be at the 22-yard line. Tatum, he's stepping up. He's finally going to just scramble with the ball, and he gets 10 yards. Third and inches from the 13. Tatum is incomplete. Fourth and inches. Going to run it. Genty. First down. We're running out of time here. We got all of our timeouts, but we're past the 2-minute warning. And Tatum is going to get hit as he's throwing. Picked up. And Graham Tatum with a awful fourth quarter to what seemingly is going to be a playoff loss for our St. Louis Archers. Yeah, look at the run game from Minnesota to seal this thing up. And yeah, one more first down, I guess we'll do it. How about a fake fullback dive and the toss to the outside? Yeah, we're burning our timeouts, but I mean, the only thing that is going to be able to save us here is like a blocked field goal taken back and then an onside kick, which the odds of that happening are slim to none, as the field goal is good. 34-17, that is your final, and St. Louis goes down in their playoff debut. I'm still happy that we made it here in year 3. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, going from 0 wins to 3 all the way up to 10, I was hoping for like, 6, 7, maybe 8, but hey, we'll take this. This is a good positive step for this team as Justin Jefferson goes for 100 yards on our defense. Yeah, I mean, we need some cornerback help. Logan Wilson terrorized us as Graham Tatum throws 22 touchdowns, 6 picks, 3,000 yards. Yeah, we'll take that. And Ashton Genty, what a year. Yeah, we'll take that. He missed 1 game on the season, but he still ran for 1,600 yards and 15 touchdowns. Look at him upping his yards per carry from last year by like almost a full yard. He had a couple of 100-yard games, some big games. Like, yeah, Genty carried us. Connor Dulong at tight end, our leading receiver, 800 yards. And I think you can kind of see the identity we're going for here. 2 tight end sets, our tight end, our leading receiver, Darnell Washington, a big blocker as our number 2. Ashton Genty getting 300 carries on the season almost. Yeah, I mean, we are really just sitting here ready to run this football. Also, oddly, Amani Hooker made the Pro Bowl, which is pretty cool. And Jackson Dart takes the Giants to a Super Bowl and wins Super Bowl MVP. We had the #1 rushing offense and the #1 rushing defense. Yeah, well, that'll work. That'll translate. Genty, yeah, you can get a 5th-year option. Take all of the money you want. As yeah, we got a lot to work with here. Amani Hooker goes up to superstar dev after making the Pro Bowl. He wants to test free agency. I guess he thinks he can go get a bigger deal. But in free agency, how about we go and chase after a wide receiver who is actually interested in us now? Roma Dunze. Now, how about also maybe trying to go out there and sign a player that is a dream, but doesn't really want to be here, Joe Alt. I mean, when it comes to what we're trying to build here, yeah, Joe Alt fits that perfectly. Amani Hooker will give him another contract offer. Byron Murphy wants to be here a little bit, and I like me some Byron Murphy. Let's go and send a contract offer out there. So I don't expect to get all of these guys. Joe Alt especially is going to be a little tough, and we don't get Joe Alt, but we get Roma Dunze, we get Byron Murphy, we keep Amani Hooker. So Roma Dunze, a #1, a big body receiver. Let's go and see if we can snag Rashawn Gary, 30 years old, on the decline, but still can be a nice #2 edge rusher for us. So we have a nice edge rush duo as Gary accepts on a 1-year deal. No #1 overall picks to work with this time around. We go down to the number 23 pick in the draft, but A-okay with that. As quarterback, I think Graham Tatum was at least good enough to earn himself another season to where we don't need to spend a premium pick on a quarterback. And the ones that are on the board, I mean, we got one there that is not exactly all that talented, but in scrolling down, seeing what we find here, Matt Waters, a cornerback. Cornerback's a really big need. We're still rocking Beanie Bishop as our top corner, and, you know, we have 2 round 1 talents here, one at 58, one at 87. Cornerbacks do get snagged really early. You gotta reach on them. This isn't a reach, though. He's a really talented player, 21st in true talent, but he's a normal dev. We'll double dip then. Because he was a normal dev and because we just need more than one corner, Taylor Linder, 15th in true talent, and he's hidden dev. So a lot better. 6'3", 91 speed hidden dev. I would also like a running back as a backup to, you know, help out Genty because Damian Martinez got over 100 carries. He's not too great. Another lineman here. We missed out on Joe Alt, and Tyler Biotish is getting old. It's always great to bulk up on the offensive lineman late in the draft. Calvin Atkins, 50th in true talent, normal dev. And then, how about double dipping at running back? How about 3 reps for this dude? So why not take him? 86th in true talent, which is pretty solid, but normal dev. So not as great of a draft class. It was going to be hard to top what we did last year, but 2 cornerbacks that are going to be both 76 overalls, both starters, and some offensive line contributors, backup running backs. I think this team is now, you know, at a playoff type of expectation here with some big additions and hopefully some growth from the young guys that we brought in. And going to the end of the season, we won 10 games last year. This year, 10 wins again. All right, we'll take that. I think we overachieved last year, and now we kind of, you know, I think achieved adequately. We were meeting expectations. We didn't exceed them, though. And the good thing is we didn't go below expectations. We take on Washington, as we did win our division, so yet another home playoff game, and let's see if we can win ourselves our first playoff game this time around as we go to the 4th quarter. 17-14 your score. We are on top, and Graham Tatum is up to superstar dev. He must have gotten that, I don't know, maybe one Rookie of the Year and boosted up there. But Tatum, play action, and that's a throw down the field for a completion. Tutu Atwell is still contributing for this team as they'll go over the middle. There's Gomez as it'll be a sneak on 3rd down, and he doesn't get it. 4th and 1, and we'll have to kick the field goal. And I don't like that. 4th and 1. I love to go for it on 4th and 1. Jaden Daniels now to come out here. He is not missing 3 wide receivers, a running back, and half of his offensive line, and has Marshawn Lattimore at cornerback. So he's able to win 12 games this year as Daniels will throw and will step up. He'll throw out of bounds, and that will be 3rd down and 10. 8 minutes to play, down by 6 as Daniels is throwing underneath and caught, but well shy of the 1st down. It only gets a yard. And Washington will punt. This kick inside the 10 bounces at the 2. Nice punt. And it'll get them to 1st and 10 inside their own end zone. And that's Damian Martinez. He's going to take the carry. I don't know if I love that, but how about a screen? Genty is breaking a tackle. And Ashton Genty is going to get to 3rd down and 5 for Tatum. As he, from the goal line, gonna launch one deep. He's going one-on-one, and that is caught! God! Gomez! That is impressive. I mean, it was a lot of arm strength he needed to get that out in front, but Gomez absolutely torched him. And here goes Genty on the pop pass. But yeah, that's what 99 speed will do for you. And honestly, looking a little Tyreek Hill-esque with his ability to actually make contested catches for, you know, a smaller, athletic, speedy guy. You know, that's one thing that made Tyreek Hill so great is he wasn't just speed. He would make some contested catches. He would make some tough grabs. With under 5 minutes to play, we got a 2nd and goal, and that's going to be a sack. Julian Blackman gets in there as Tatum is going to get hit and the screen incomplete. Settle for another field goal, but that is perfectly fine because that puts us up by 2 scores with just under 4.5 to play. Kickoff, fielded inside the 5. Washington is running it past the 20, and a big hit, and a fumble recovery. Look at Washington fumbling the football on special teams and selling the game. Touchdown. Very next chance you get. St. Louis has it. It's Dulong with the score. 2-point conversion. And to really make that lead insurmountable, it's a 17-point game with the 2-pointer. And Washington, that's unfortunate. You leave the field down by 6, down by just a touchdown. Next time you take the field, you're losing by 3 scores. Not much you can really do there as Daniels is going to throw outside and caught. It's going to be short of the first down. And that will do it. A 4th down failure as that will be the first victory in the playoffs for St. Louis, at least this new expansion version of the team in franchise history here. Tatum, okay game, you know, better than his disaster last year. Genty, 97 yards and a touchdown, and some nice contributions. Gomez got himself 98 yards. We'll get to see who's waiting for us in the divisional round. We will be taking on the Seattle Seahawks. So the number 1 seed Seahawks. On the other side, Giants, Packers, 2 versus 3. So no wild card teams were winning in the NFC, only the divisional winners, and that's what's going to be the final 4. I see JSN still there. That is terrifying. And we'll see if JSN torches this young secondary because we've got 2 rookie corners out there. We head to the 4th quarter, and we are on top, 24-20 Seahawks ball. It'll be set up 3rd down and 1, and they'll sneak it, and they won't get it. So a 4th quarter sneak on 3rd and 1 gets stopped. Genty takes over and gets the carry for 8 yards as we'll set up 3rd down and 2. Tatum is going to throw on the run. Again, he could have scrambled for it. It works out there. Tatum delivers to Genty for the 1st down. Pass to the outside now is going to be a 3-yarder. 2nd down and 7, spreading the field. Tatum on the run. Odunze reaching for the 1st down as he's rocking the number 87 here. Tatum over the middle. Odunze again. 3rd down and 6. Genty in motion as Tatum taking the shot down the field. It's in double coverage. Intercepted. I'm all for giving Rome Odunze a chance at a jump ball, but not in double coverage with a waiting safety. Iman Wari gets the pick, and the Seahawks take over in a 1-score game, 34-yard line. Kenneth Walker will have nothing. Loses 2 yards there. Darnold to the air, still rocking Sam. Darnold is a sack. And Eben Katie with his 2nd comes in to set him up a 3rd down and 18 for the Seahawks. Probably going to have to concede possession here as Darnold sacked again. And the defense coming up big will set them back on a long 4th down where they have to punt it. Odunze on the little pop pass gets 2 yards as they go. Genty on the handoff. He's spinning off a tackler but rolling into a loss of 4 yards as Tatum on 3rd down throws it up top. It's Ashton Genty out of the backfield making the grab. Now he's going to sweep it to the outside to Genty for 2 more. 5 minutes to play. 4th quarter's moving pretty fast as Gomez for the 1st down, 21-yard line. Genty up the middle and Ashton Genty for a 7-yard pickup. Now pass is going to be Rome Odunze. 100 yards on 9 catches. Beating him the football as it's going to be a loss for Genty. 2nd and goal from the 7. Quick screen. It's caught, and I think he tripped up on his own lineman. It's going to be at the 2-yard line, and that pass knocked away at the line. Oh, he had him wide open. 4th and goal. Bold call, but it works out. Give it to Ashton Genty, and he finds his way in the end zone. 2-score game. That's the type of stuff I love to see. Field goals are cool and all, but when you're 2 yards away from making it a 2-score game and completely having the chance to have this thing out of reach entirely, go for it. take that shot. And if you let them drive down the field 98 yards to lose the game, then maybe you deserve to lose, because you should be able to trust your defense with 98 yards of field in front of them. But now, Sam Darnold's going to have to work some magic here as he's feeding JSN, and he's at the 30-yard line. They are moving closer to scoring range as they're in field goal range, but now inching closer to the red zone. They burn a timeout, so yeah, now you're looking at an onside kick being needed as Darnold up top, end zone, incomplete. JSN jump ball, and they'll take the field goal now. So that does give them a little bit of leeway here. They don't have to get the onside kick. They don't get the onside kick. And St. Louis will have a chance to run out this clock here. First down is needed. Genty is going to go to the edge, and Ashton Genty! First down immediately, but he goes out of bounds, so it saves Seattle some time. I'll toss it into Genty again, and Genty, first down! And that's going to do it. We're going to the conference championship behind Ashton Genty and Roma Dunze, both doing great things for us. As Tatum, not a good game, but hey, Genty with 4 touchdowns. Are you kidding me? 4 touchdowns for Ashton Genty. He also added some receiving yardage, and Roma Dunze, like I said, goes for 100 on the day. Yeah, that is awesome. Ebikadi, 2.5 sacks. We take on, hey, the defending champs, Jackson Dart, New York Giants, on the road. Let's see if we can unseat Jackson Dart, and I guess he's become an absolute superstar here if he's already got a Super Bowl MVP on his resume. And we'll see if we can actually, in just a few years, find ourselves in the Super Bowl already. That'd be awesome. I mean, maybe we could start to think about a dynasty here. We got ourselves some superstar level talent here. Scattaboo on the handoff, always putting a defender on the ground, and Scattaboo tough to tackle. Flag is down, though. Giants are up 14-10 to start this fourth quarter, but they will have a holding, so set them back. Second down and 20. Dart over the middle. That's going to be caught. Darius Slayton short gain. 3rd and 19 as Dart stepping up. And Jackson Dart running. Not going to get far. If he got a little bit further on that scramble, maybe could have gotten to field goal range, and starting back at our own 4. That's too long for a first down. Tatum under 100 yards on the day. That's brutal as he now goes over 100. Gomez for a catch. 5 yards there. 3rd down. Tatum is moving. Chase, he's got Abdul Carter on him, and he's getting it out of bounds, but that doesn't matter. It's a punt regardless. Look at that hit. Dart tried to keep it, and he loses 5. Screen to Scattaboo. It's blown up. And now 3rd and long. Defense is coming up big on both sides. Dart over the middle. It's caught. No. First down. That is a heartbreaker of a conversion as Dart swings it outside, and a wide open Slayton. First down with the catch and run, and he'll have it at the 22-yard line. Play action. Dart is just hesitating, running around, trying to escape, but he runs into pressure. Charles Preston with a sack. The interior D lineman sets them back to 2nd and 15 from the 28-yard line. Got to hold to a field goal here. Swing it out. Scattaboo got a lot of defenders around him. He fumbles the football, but it's going to be picked up. No. Giants, it's still 3rd and 24. Maybe we can knock them out of field goal range here, but now they do get a completion. Probably going to get 3 on this drive. A 50-yarder is going to be good. But there was a real opportunity there on that Scattaboo fumble. Now we go to Genty, and he will have 2 yards on the play. He's averaging a crazy amount of yards per carry. Just hasn't touched it very much. We need to see more Genty as that pass is going to be caught to Atwell. First down as they go play action. Tatum underneath. Darnell Washington on a catch and run is not my idea of offense, but hey, we'll take the 2 yards. 2nd down and 8. Over the middle. Oh, Brian Burns. He dropped back in coverage, and it's picked off. Brian Burns all the way. It's down to the 1. Brian Burns in coverage. He just wasn't expecting that, and he almost took it all the way. Gomez, his 99 speed, was able to track him down. That's pretty impressive, but Scattaboo, I thought he was about to punch that in, but no. It's 2nd and goal. Dart read option. They still find their way in. Touchdown, Giants. And it's 24-10, and a little too late maybe for Ashton Genty runs, but we'll still take them because they're averaging over double-digit yards a carry. Rome Odunze with his 5th grab of the game. Tatum, he's just had a rough time in any of these big games. As that pass, that's caught out of bounds though. 4th and 6. Tatum is sacked. Abdul Carter might have just gotten rid of our only last bit of hope to win this one. Jackson, dart over the middle and a completion. Time is starting to tick out though, and if we can't get a turnover here, we do get the sack and knock him out of field goal range. So I guess there's a chance, but Tatum needs to do something here, as there goes Gomez for the first down. Really like what I'm seeing from him. He's made some nice plays as they'll go to the outside and reaching. That's a first down. All right, go outside. There is Rome Odunze again. 5 more. 5 yards at a time isn't really going to do much for us, as there goes Tatum on the scramble. He'll have about 8 yards on the play. We'll take it, as it'll be a minute and a half to go, and there goes Rome, short of the line, 10 yards. I mean, you're really running out of time, though. And Tatum sacked again. 4th down and 2. Final opportunity. On the run, it's caught. Tutu Atwell. Timeouts are used. 1 to go, and it's going to be Atwell for 8 more. 40 seconds now. Going to Odunze. Nice grab, and we'll be at the 5-yard line. 30 seconds to go, and the pass is caught for a touchdown. All right, onside kick, and it's going to be picked up by the Giants. So it will end up being just a 7-point loss, but an unfortunate 4th quarter where once again, Tatum just struggled. I mean, yeah, the stats by the end are not going to look too bad because he ended up padding up a touchdown and getting like 70 yards on that last drive, but it was not a good game for him. And again, he turned the football over in a crucial moment, and I just haven't loved what I've seen from him in the playoff games, at least. But then you go to the regular season, and he didn't even take a leap. He I would even say got worse. I mean, same touchdowns, but he doubled his picks. Completion percentage went up by 1 yards per attempt, went up significantly, but I mean, he didn't do anything really all that great. Like, I don't think he was that much better. I guess maybe it wasn't worse, but he definitely wasn't anything special. And then you go to the playoffs, and yeah, I mean, 2 touchdowns. He threw a pick in each of the games. Just not much there. Like, he just wasn't that good in the big moments. So, good to Ashton Genty. I mean, we're talking about somebody who is great. I want to see him get the ball even more. I mean, 270 carries. Hey, how about give him the 300? Because 1,600 yards, 12 touchdowns. I mean, I think we can go push for even more victories if we just keep giving Genty the ball. He goes for, almost 2,000 all-purpose yards. And again, another like 6 100-yard performances on the season. Just unbelievable. Dulong, again, how about that? 800 yards. Rome Odunze 800 yards. But our leading receiver's a tight end again. I go Chris Paul. He's been actually really nice for us. Walt Henson, 2nd year. How about 13.5 sacks for him? Byron Murphy and Rashawn Gary each with 7. As we, once again, #1 rush offense, #1 rush defense. That's what we do. That's where our bread and butter is. Noel Williams wins the Super Bowl MVP in a 44-38 Chiefs win over the Giants. So Giants do not go back-to-back. And my guy Noel Williams gets himself a Super Bowl MVP. And speaking of Noel Williams, he's sitting in free agency. That's interesting. Super Bowl MVP immediately just hits free agency. And he's good. He's 88 overall, 26 years old. I know we just drafted 2 corners, but I still think we need a corner. Like, I still think we could use one. And the first guy that we drafted was normal dev, so he's not really jumping up like crazy. The other guy was star dev, which is nice, but again, nothing crazy. And I guess we are in the bit of a win now mode. We do have a lot of money too. And if you're wondering why am I not just blowing all of the money all at once? You have to scale some stuff. You got to pay some other guys, and we're trying to build out a whole team. You can't just blow all the money, all $200 million as soon as you get it, because then you're going to be left with a lot of bad contracts. You're going to overpay for players, and you're not going to wait for the right opportunities. You're just going to get whoever's available. And how about going and trying to grab Andrew Makuba, Noel Williams, Darnell Washington? I'd like to bring back. I would like him back, and we do get both of them. Makuba, Williams, nice contracts. But we get Morris Leafau to maybe help the linebacker room out a little bit. We can really use some help, along with Chris Paul and the guy we drafted. And we'll get those guys all locked up. No problems there. Darnell Washington back. And we'll go to the draft where we are picking number 29. And with the selection, Safety. I think we can maybe really round out this entire secondary, which has been the weak point of this team. Amani Hooker was nice for us for a little bit, but I think it's time to go and replace him and get a younger ascending option. We have two guys here that are both in contention, both round 1 to 2 talents, round 1 to 2 players. And for Casey McDonald, though, he's got the better man coverage. He's got some better playmaking ability. He's faster. Let's go with Casey McDonald out of West Virginia. That's going to be our selection here. And he's 23rd in true talent. Hidden dev, like what I see there. Second round, I'm thinking quarterback, because some quarterbacks do fall. I really don't like Tatum that much. And my thought process here as well, he was a third rounder. How about we go in a late second round pick, basically the same exact spot, like give or take a few selections, and just see if we can maybe take a swing on a good dev trait. You know, if he has a good dev trait, cool, we can maybe invest in him. If not, then it stinks, but it is what it is. Terry Cole, his doesn't have a good dev trait. He's normal dev, but you know it is what it is. Tight end. I really want to invest in a blocking tight end. Darnell Washington we brought back, but maybe we can go for a younger, cheaper option that still gives us the same role. Julius Peoples, I think, makes a lot of sense, and he is hidden dev. We'll take that. Blocking tight end for the win. How about a cornerback here? Jordan Hutchins was a round 1 to 2 talent, all the way buried on the draft board. We'll take him. And then we'll go Levi Cunningham at wide receiver very late in the draft, who as well is also hidden dev. So a really nice job finding some nice dev traits. 4th and 5th round. Cole at quarterback is a bit of a miss. It is what it is, but you know, you take a swing, sometimes you just don't hit. I think the team looks really nice still, and there wasn't anything on the board in that second round that I was really like desperately needing. But yeah, the secondary completely overhauled. 3 new starters back there, and yeah, Ashton Genty, we'll sign you up for life. 6-year contract, and he wants to basically like almost fully guaranteed. I would have given him fully guaranteed entirely. Connor Dulong at tight end. He's sitting here as a 93 tight end, multiple time Pro Bowler. Yeah, I want to lock him up. Denario Walton was pretty good as well. We'll keep him around as our offensive lineman. And simming to the end of the season, we actually take a little bit of a step back. 9-8 on the year. So only 1 game different. Walt Henson, maybe a contributing factor, is one of our best players, is out with a fractured shoulder blade. 9 to 13 weeks. He still had 13.5 sacks, but the impressive thing is he did it in 13 games. So he had 13 sacks in 13 games. Man, if he would have played the entire season, we would have had something special there. It looks like maybe a defensive player of the year type of candidate, but instead we'll be without one of our best defenders, maybe our very best defender, for our playoff game, making the NFC Championship last year. How about this year? Can we get back despite only having 9 wins on the board? Still think this team is talented enough to get there at this point. It's just we slipped up in the regular season a little bit. We're busting up the all yellow jerseys. I made like 5 jerseys for this team, so you know, I thought, why not use them a little bit? Use the rotation that I have, as it's 24-21. We are in scoring range, ready to tie this game up as Tatum to the outside. That pass is caught, and Roma Dunze for the first down inside the red zone. But a handoff. Genty is going to get 3 yards. Just again, 8 carries on the game as they'll go over the middle. Completion, 3 more. 3rd down and 4. Tatum, middle. It's caught, and there's Dulong, superstar tight end. What a draft pick he's been for us, as they go Genty slipping his way through, and Ashton Genty, touchdown. Nice job from Genty, and we got the lead, and now Arizona, first play of their drive. They're sending one deep. He's got a stab. Oh, it's Quentin Johnston. Touchdown. Burning the defense for 73 yards. Quentin Johnston is going to give the Cardinals the lead right back. And we'll have to see if we can figure out how to respond to that, as Tatum outside. That pass caught. Roma Dunze is going to have 5. Handoff to Genty. Up the middle, and Ashton Genty is going to have 14 yards. He's at 110 on the game, and keep adding to it. Genty for 3 more. He's averaging 10 a carry. Play action, middle, and Dulong's got to do a 3rd and 1 as they go fullback dive. Just give it to Genty. 4th and 1. There you go. Do just that, and you get the first down. more of that as Tatum to the air, 1st and 10. That pass caught, and here he goes, Roma Dunze again. And we're at the 27-yard line. Tatum floats it, caught, and we are just moving it down the field so effectively. Genti on the run. Ashton Genti fighting down to the 1. Spread in the field, 2nd down. Flip it to Odunze. Touchdown. And we respond with an incredible drive and a score. About 5:30 to play. And we go Kyler Murray finding Quentin Johnston and a 1st down. So it's just been Quentin Johnston so far as the sack comes in. Charles Preston gets him down. 2nd and 15 is going to be the situation for Kyler to overcome. Now 3rd down and 15 as Kyler is looking, running. Is he going to take off? Yes, he will. And he's got it 1 yard shy. Oh, that's brutal. That's 4th and 1. A sack. Kyler, he misjudged it, I guess, as he goes out of bounds 1 yard shy, and it costed them the drive. 4 minutes to go, and Tatum from the 37, scrambling, and Tatum has got it to 3rd down and 3 as Arizona sends pressure, and we get it out to Dulong, completion, and we're looking to go up by 2 scores. 2.5 minutes to play. Tatum on the run, and that's a nice ball as we're inside the 10. Genti is untouched. Touchdown, Ashton Genti. The camera's descended into darkness, but it doesn't matter. Ashton Genti has scored again. We have 42 points on the board and just 2 minutes to go for Arizona. Impressive for their offense to go and put up 31, but it's just not going to be enough, it looks like, unless they get something crazy going here as they are in enemy territory. Kyler is thrown to the outside. Pass is caught. Quentin Johnston going to him a lot, and I mean, he has delivered, but they got to hit a big play. Quentin Johnston again for the 1st down. They burn a 2nd timeout as 70 seconds to go. Here's Trey McBride for the 1st time. We're, talking about him catching a pass as 2nd and 1. Pass to the outside. In the red zone they go. Kyler is over 300. 19-yard line as Kyler on the run. Back of the end zone over everybody's head. And they will have it 3rd down and 10. Kyler is scrambling. Kyler Murray, 1st down, and he'll be at the 5. That's their final timeout. 30 seconds, and Trey McBride, touchdown. Arizona scores. But now they look towards a potential onside kick miracle. It's a 2-point conversion. Kyler no good. And yeah, with 31 seconds to go, onside kick is where they need to have it be in their favor as we dropped it, but it's picked up eventually. That got scary for a second, but we recover, and 42-37, a high scoring battle, but we take it home, and it was on the backs of guess who? Ashton Genti. Take a look at what he was able to accomplish this game as Tatum. Actually a pretty solid day. Genti with 148 yards, 4 touchdowns. Again, that's his 2nd playoff game with 4 touchdowns. That is absurd. Genti is unreal. He's unbelievable. And we move on to take on the Giants again. So the team that did us in the conference championship last year, let's see if we can handle them this time around. Similar situation. This time it's just the divisional round, but we are on the road against the team that is gone to the Super Bowl 2 straight years, has a win, but hey, we have the guy that took him out. We have Noel Williams. He's the Super Bowl MVP from last year, so maybe Noel Williams, does he perhaps maybe have his number, as it is 30-21. So to start things off in the 4th quarter, Giants have the ball up by 9. A rough spot as Jackson Dart is going to complete the pass for the 1st down. Got to do something here on defense for sure, as Dart has had pretty nice game. 3 touchdowns, no picks. Dart extra man sent in, and we will have them allowing another 1st down. The defense is getting carved up by Dart, but a nice run stop there. Byron Murphy gets in as a middle pass. It's caught, and he's on the run. Oh, he's gonna go all the way. Touchdown, Giants! As he breaks 1 tackle, goes the distance, 2-point conversion, and it's good. That is the brutal part. The score was one thing. The 2-point conversion to make it a 3-score game is the other part that is more hurtful, I'd say, even than the touchdown, because At least it would have been a 15-point game or a 16-point game if they kicked the extra point. But now, needing 3 scores, you're looking at having to maybe kick an onside kick even at the 7-minute mark if he score here, as Tatum pushing us down the field. But we need even more urgency. We need to score right now. Tatum on the run. That's caught. Odunze breaks the tackle. Rome Odunze, touchdown. And there it is. 7 minutes to go, and you score. Down by 10. They don't kick an onside, so yeah, I think that's all right if you really trust your defense, but it's just not going well. Another big completion as they're going to run it. Broken tackle, and this Giants run game, it's not even Scattaboo. Whoever Mike Hairston is doing his thing. Screen, Malik Neighbors is got the first again. Darts over 300 as there's just under 6 minutes to play. Completion. It's just everybody getting in on the party. Everybody reeling in catches. Another one. Another first down. Like, we just can't stop them. We just can't stop Jackson Dart in the red zone. 3rd down and 7. Dart over the middle. That's incomplete finally. And I guess you do stop them, but it takes us half the time we had left, and they still got a field goal out of it, as there is a 2-score deficit still, but only 3.5 to go. I'd say we got to score in the next minute then to really feel like we can have a chance in this one. Do you got a big play? And yeah, no! Sacked by McFadden. 3rd down and 14. Throwing it deep. 1-on-1 incomplete. 4th and 14. Game on the line for Tatum. Middle, it's caught. And I think that's Darnell Washington with the play. So now you got him free as Genty on the carry, as that's the first time I've been able to say Genty with a nice run because they haven't ran it much. Screen set up, that's a lot of blockers, and that's a nice play inside the 20. Don't love that you're using a timeout there. 2nd down and 6, 1.5 to play. Throw to the outside's caught out of bounds. That's huge. 1st down and goal. Tatum is going to go to the air with time over the middle. Touchdown! And there we go. You need the onside kick, as with under 2 minutes to play. Onside kick! Oh, it's recovered! That's unbelievable. Can we pull it off, though? You still got to go 55 yards as the timeout there. There is 10. Use those timeouts if you need. Completion! Gomez! It's at the 30 to the 27. It might happen as a throw over the middle. Caught! And he's getting closer and down 9 yards. 18 yards away. 50 seconds. Tatum on the run. It's over the head of the receiver. 3rd down and 1. Get it to Genty on the screen. Genty inside the 10, inside the 5, and down to the 3. Hurry it back is spiking with 29 seconds to go. Tatum knocked away at the line. 3rd down and goal. 26 seconds. They get it to Genty, but the blocking's bad. He loses yards. 4th and goal from the 8. This is it. Clock is running. You'll have enough time, but this is your game. Pios on the line. Tatum rolling again. He's still going, and on the run. End zone. Incomplete. And the game is over. St. Louis goes down to New York for the 2nd year in a row, and this one, heartbreaker, so close. And you had the opportunity. Tatum plays his best playoff game, but man, it was right there. You just couldn't close the deal after getting the onside kick. Genty goes for an absurd game. Over 100 receiving yards, almost 100 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. It's ridiculous. And Graham Tatum, this is just the worst season, though. 22 touchdowns again. He had 22 touchdowns every single season, but his completion percentage was worse. It's his worst of his career, and his yards per attempt went down. So he's just not getting better. He's just getting worse, or at best stagnating. Meanwhile, Ashton Genty's only getting better. 1,800 yards and 50 touchdowns. His yards per carry is at 6.3. Like, give him a little bit of help here. Look at these games he's putting up. This is, 9 100-yard games. Are you kidding me? It's 70 plus in all but one game, and that was the final game of the season, of the regular season. But a 4-touchdown game, he had 100 receiving yards in the playoff game against the Giants. I mean, this is literally like an absurd season from Genty, and Just 9 wins in the regular season off the back of that. And I gotta say, it's the quarterback. Tatum took him in the 3rd round. So, like, I can't get too mad because he was a 3rd round pick, but he also was supposed to be a top 10 pick projection-wise, so he was supposed to be good. But, yeah, it's just, we need a quarterback that we can really rely on. We didn't even have number 1 rush offense and defense. We had the number 3 offense and defense for rushing. But Giants win the Super Bowl. They're having a little dynasty run here as $130 million in cap space, but we got to spend some of that as Henson will get franchise tagged. He was being a little difficult. So yeah, there's a big chunk of our money. Then Eric Gomez, we're actually not even going to take his 5th-year option. I'd rather just get a long-term extension done with him. And we'll also keep our fullback because we'll keep this rushing offense going the way it is. Same thing with Tyler Biotish. And some of these other draft picks, Levi Cunningham is actually a superstar dev at wide receiver. And Julius Peoples, the tight end, superstar dev blocking tight end. Love to see it. That kind of renders Darnell Washington not really all that useful for us long term. Then free agency, how about going after a 78 overall 23-year-old tackle? I don't know why he's sitting here, but what a long-term deal for him. I'll bring back Rashawn Gary on a 1-year deal. And how about let's go get a backup running back to help out Genty when he doesn't have to see the field 24/7. 84 overall, 25-year-old running back. So nice, cheap, young player to be a backup. Everybody there, those 3 accept. And then with some leftover money, we have $20 million to go. I want to use that on a guard. 86 overall. He ends up accepting. So yeah, we'll add a little bit better of a guard. Just keep helping out the run game. So we go into the draft, and I mean, yeah, there's some quarterbacks available. And you know what? I'm thinking let's make a move. Let's make a big trade up. We had, been pretty passive at quarterback, but here we go. 1st round pick this year, number 25. 1st round pick next year. Our 2nd or 3rd and a 4th round pick to move all the way up to number 5. And to do that, we have 2 quarterbacks here. We have Eddie Stevenson, who's the top guy, and we have Jabari Clifford. Both of them are 21. Both of them are round 1 talents. And, if you want a little bit more athleticism, Stevenson's your guy, but I kind of like what Jabari Clifford has offered. The A in all of the accuracy stats with great throw power, I really like that. Under pressure, too. I like the under pressure stuff. Stevenson, yeah, better athlete, and the medium accuracy is a step down. Better athlete, but I think a worse thrower of the football. So I'm going to go Jabari Clifford as this team's hopeful franchise quarterback. And Clifford, number 10 in true talent, normal dev. All right, that's unfortunate, but we're not done. We were willing to trade so much because Graham Tatum is still a superstar young quarterback. We just don't want him. Broncos had the number 1 overall pick. They didn't take a quarterback. How about we go and trade them our quarterback for our 1st next year, 2nd this year. We had to take like a low overall running back to make the money match, but yeah, we'll do that. So in total, we traded Tatum to move up, and we sacrificed a 3rd and a 4th to do it, to get Jabari Clifford. Now, did we take the loss here? Is Jabari Clifford worse than Tatum right now? Yeah, it's a 6 overall difference, but Tatum just wasn't getting better, wasn't doing much, and now we sit here with a normal dev QB. Stevenson was hidden. He was 1 overall worse, but his development trait, not normal. It is star. If it was superstar or X Factor, I would have felt bad. Star development doesn't, bother me too much. Obviously, it's better, but I can work with the difference there. Neither one was this can't miss type of prospect. So we'll go into this season with a new starting quarterback, Walt Henson. I want to get him on a big contract. There you go. How about $37 million a year? Eric Gomez didn't want to accept the 5th-year option because we can get him on a really favorable contract for us. Quincy Howard, a draft pick. We'll keep him around. Ryan Andrews, a draft pick. Keep him around. And we'll go to the end of the season, and we go 13-4. All of a sudden, we make a quarterback change, and here we are, number 1 seed. I do think it just comes down to the fact that in this game, not to say overall doesn't matter at all at quarterback, but there are some guys that are just a little bit different, and some guys that just play worse no matter how good their overall is, regardless of if that's fair or not. Tatum just wasn't doing it for us. It wasn't moving any needles. Now, Jabari Clifford, I think, is at least good enough to lead this team to where they need to go. So first round, obviously, we take the bye. Second round, home field advantage. We take on the Green Bay Packers, Micah Parsons and company. Jordan Love still around, and we'll see if we can go on our road to the Super Bowl. We made it to the conference championship once before. 2 straight years we lose to the Giants. There's no Giants in the playoffs to mess with us, even though it's kind of weird. They make 3 straight Super Bowls, win 2 of them, and now they are just out of the playoffs. So something must have happened there. But we will have a 10-10 game. Green Bay with the football, keeping it close with us as Jordan Love is rolling. Henson gets in there and forces the throwaway 4th down. Play action as Clifford will throw to the outside. There is Darnell Washington still getting some playing time for us. I mean, he's still an effective enough player for us as Clifford is getting sacked. There's Micah Parsons. 3rd down and 6 as Clifford gets to the outside, and that's a completion for the 1st down. Now handing it off. Here's Ashton Genty for 3 yards. Just 11 carries on the game. Not an explosive day, but I mean, a bad Genty day is still averaging like 5 yards a carry as we get sacked again. Green Bay has 5 sacks. We have none as a team. So Clifford, 3rd down and long, takes the shot deep. It's incomplete. Dunze couldn't bring it in. We'll punt it away. Green Bay takes over, and that's a completion to a wide open man with some room to run, and he'll get a 1st down to about midfield as they'll throw short. Jaden Reed will have it for 7. As 2nd down, and Jordan Love will hand it off, and that's another open lane. A lot of room. 1st down again, 36-yard line. They swing it out. Screen, Jaden Reed. 1 man in the open field, and he makes a miss. Jaden Reed gone. Touchdown, Packers. Jaden Reed on the catch and run makes 1 move and goes all the way for the lead. And I don't want to go 1 and done with a 13-win season as we can't protect. And the sack, 2nd and 16 from our own 16. Pass to the outside's caught, and they will have 8 on the play. 3rd down and 8 as that pass caught for Rome right at the line. He's got it. And 5.5 minutes to play. Taking the shot deep now. Left side. Incomplete. Looking for Gomez. This team likes to throw it deep to our 5'9" receiver. Are we doing it again? And it's going to catch it. Oh, what a throw right in the breadbasket. Touchdown. That was beautifully done. And just on the run for Gomez. That was awesome. Tie game. Packers now will take it with under 5 to go as Love will throw outside. 3rd down and 7. That's a quick 3 and out. We'll take over, and Clifford, middle. Caught, and a 1st down, and this offense starting to get rolling now, and it's being done through the air. Clifford, play action rollout, he just keeps it himself, and a 1st down. I'll take that. I like the no hesitation, just run it if you see the lane. Darnell Washington with the catch, and he's getting involved a little too much as it's working, so we won't complain about it as that pass incomplete. 3rd down and 9, though, very much in field goal range. Clifford is going to step up. He'll throw on the run, and it's just a little too low. Field goal try. It is good, and Green Bay will have it down by 3. Under 2 minutes to go as they'll run it. And just 2 yards on the play. Already down to 90 seconds to go. All their timeouts as Love down the field. Wide open. Oh, he's going to take it all the way. 73 yards out of nowhere. Green Bay leads it. And Jordan Love delivers. And now we turn to the rookie quarterback to go and see if he can help us out on a game-winning drive. As he'll get hit as he's throwing. 2nd and 10, 34-yard line as that pass is going to be Dulong breaking a tackle, and he'll have 13. That's our 1st timeout. 1:10 to go. Clifford is going to have it to Gomez. 3 yards we cross midfield from the 49 as 57 seconds to play. He's throwing it deep. It's got the step, but no, incomplete. Gomez ran by him. That throw needed to be a little bit further out there. Now Gomez underneath will get the 1st down. Got to secure that at least. 47 seconds to go. 1 timeout. Finds an open man, and he's on the run. Romatunze, 16 yards. Back to the line. 30 seconds to go. Still 1 timeout. Passes caught for Rome. And 3rd down and 4. That's the final timeout. As Gomez is in the backfield. Clifford checks it to Genty. Genty hit short of the line. 4th and 1. What a hit to stonewall him. And now 16 seconds of clock running. 4th and 1 from the 15. And he's snapping it. Clifford is moving. Throwing on the run. It's incomplete. Green Bay stuns us. and a first round bye results in a one and done. You've gotta be kidding me with that. We had our chance to win that game. Just let it slip away, unfortunately. Clifford goes for 350, touchdown, pick. Not a bad playoff game, though the pick, obviously not great, but he had an amazing deep pass to Gomez, and then that other one that was at the end of the game, like, if he just had a little bit more on that. I mean, Gomez had a deep. But positives here. Already Jabari Clifford's proven to be better. He threw more than 22 touchdowns, and he completed 67% of his passes, 8 yards per attempt. For a rookie, that's already better than what Tatum did in 3 years. So I think that's a positive sign. Ashton Genty, oh my goodness. 1,700 yards, 17 touchdowns. He's never even fumbled. What is he doing? This is the greatest running back ever. As he puts up another, what is that? Like 800 yard games. Yeah, McKinney is a backup, really nice backup running back play, 9 touchdowns there. And Genty also goes for 300 receiving yards. Roma Dunze, look at that. Nice to have a big time productive wide receiver, almost 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns for Rome. And that's a nice perk of having a quarterback that actually will get you the football down the field. Rome is able to blossom. Rashawn Gary goes for double digits. Henson goes for 13 sacks again. I think that's 3 years in a row of 13 sacks. Noel Williams with 3 picks. Now we go to the drawing board. We had the number 2 rush offense, number 2 rush defense, pass defense up to 8th, 4th in scoring offense, and the Steelers make the Super Bowl, win it over the Packers who beat us. So the Packers ended up going all the way. We don't have as much money to work with this year, and Charles Preston does not want to stay around. Chris Paul is, we weren't able to get the contract done with him in the re-signing. Now when we're in free agency, and he wants some pretty decent money. And yeah, some teams are gonna pay him, and we're not gonna keep Chris Paul. So he was like our day one player left. We're instead gonna have to settle for Devin Lloyd, which would be nice if it was current Devin Lloyd, but it's a 32-year-old Devin Lloyd. That's gonna be the only major pickup we make in the off season for free agency. And we go to the 20th pick in the draft, and honestly, I still want another corner. All the corners we've drafted kind of not really been good. And I want someone next to Noel Williams. I'm looking at what the Broncos have, and I'm thinking, hey, Broncos, want to make another deal? Jahdae Barron. He's sitting there as their number 3 corner, 87 overall. What if we just give him first round pick and say, hey, first round pick for Jahdae Barron? They say yes straight up. Even though the trade that they asked for was a first and a second and more, they just ended up accepting it for a first. So yeah, we'll take that. I mean, that's pretty nice for me. We end up taking a linebacker. Chris Waters is going to be a hidden dev player at linebacker, so maybe a future piece there. And then defensive tackle, Trent Gallery. We lost Preston, so needing another defensive tackle. We're able to recoup that pretty nicely. 50th true talent, hidden dev. And just when I was looking for more blocking tight ends to add to the room, we get another hidden dev blocking tight ends. I guess hidden dev blocking tight ends are just like, there's like a lot of them. Yeah, it was a 6th rounder. We also grabbed a punter. So we go into the next season. And Clifford's a little bit better. Genty is Genty. This offensive line's still really nice. Dulong's a 96 overall tight end. He's just amazing. And then the defense, we add Devin Lloyd, we add Jahdae Barron, and the rest of the defense mostly is the same. I guess I should also say that safety McDonald's an X factor, but generally this isn't like a massively improved team. So I was really shocked when I simmed, the second half of the season. I'm sitting here, we're 9-0. I mean, we won 13 games last year. We're a little bit better, but that's not always how it works. Just because you get better doesn't mean you win more. Sim, 10-0, and I'm going week by week, 11-0. We're making a push for an undefeated season. What is going on? Sim, the next week, I'm showing you all this, 12-0. I am, at this point, I'm stunned. We're 12-0, 13-0. Are we about to run the table? Are we going to go all the way to 17-0? I don't think I've ever done that before. Definitely haven't done it on the channel. We're 14-0. I am just floored at this point. Sim the next week. Falcons again. 15-0. What is going on? How about a playoff Jaguars team? How about that? 16-0. How about a winning Seattle team? We're 16-0, one game away. And this is unbelievable because in that Dolphins video, I built way better teams than this team. And the best we did, I think, was 16-1. This team, it's a good team. But to go 16-0 to 17-0, an undefeated season, are you kidding me? To show you just how legit it all is. Yeah, I mean, I don't want anyone accusing it of being a scam. Yeah, it's a legit 17-0. That's crazy. That is unbelievable. That is wild. I was not expecting that at all. But yeah, 17-0. We'll go to the playoffs. We just beat Seattle to close the year. We got to take them on again in the playoffs. Let's go for it all. Undefeated season. Let's go and try to do what has never been done before. What would that be? 18-0, 19-0, 20-0. You got to get the job done here. Like, it'd be crazy to lose in the playoffs here. I'm just stunned by that. We were able to do that. Okay, let's go Ashton Genty, and things get even crazier because look at Ashton Genty's stat line. After a 10-yard run, he's got 226 yards on the game. Are we serious right now? Genty with the carry, gets to the outside. Ashton Genty down the sidelines. He's going for a record 259. Can he actually hit the record? Genty, another 8. He's at 267. He can actually break the record. Genty, 5-yard touchdown. This is a wild season. Genty's over 270, and he's closing it on history. What in the world is going on this year? It's 49-24. I guess the result of this game isn't even more so in doubt. We're here to watch history be made, potentially. I don't know if Baker Mayfield ended up on the Seahawks, but hey, here he is. And I guess, gonna see if he has a miracle 25-point comeback in him. I'm just here for the record if he can break it. That's what I'm looking for from Genty. Because usually I'd be going straight to the end of these games because it's a blowout right now. But hey, we got something here to watch. I've never had a game hop in where we have broken a single game record like that. Not in college football, not in Madden. I've never had this situation be presented with at all. Like, I just never have had this. So I want to see it happen as a sack comes in. Byron Murphy, yeah, I mean, we're rooting for the defense to get us the ball back. There's 7 minutes to play as it's 4th and 22. And Baker, I think, is injured. So, yeah, they're going to throw it up top. Oh, it's caught. Touchdown. And the Seahawks, that was Wan'Dale Robinson for the score. That's impressive. Still a 3-score game as we're throwing here, and Rome Odunze fumbles the football. What is going on now? Now the Seahawks scoop it up. All right. What is going on? Rome Odunze's grabbing his knee. Oh, what's going on? It's all right. Rome's hurt as now not Baker Mayfield. I don't know who this is. He throws to Jackson Smith and Jigba underneath. JSN, touchdown. It's a 2-score game. What? This is wild. What is going on? All right, give it to Genty. Here we go. Ashton Genty is got a gain of 6. 278. Can he break Adrian Peterson's record in a playoff game? Oh my goodness. Here goes Genty. And another positive run. Genty! He's got 288. He's so close. As the throw over the middle. Stop throwing the ball. Just give it to Genty. I want to see it. As the bubbles. Oh my goodness. Stop throwing the ball, please. Rome Odunze, I guess his knee's fine. He caught that pass for 6. 4 minutes to go. Genty on the carry. Oh, he's going to lose a yard. 287. As now snap. Okay, Clifford lit up. 4th down. We're kicking a field goal. Okay, 52-38. Still a 2-score game with 2.5 to go as Seattle. I guess they can make this a 1-score game. This was a 25-point game, and I guess they could cut it to a 1-score as Kenneth Walker, big run. Walker, past midfield as they will throw a 140 to play, and there's Kenneth Walker out of the backfield. This is just a wild game as He'll throw inside the 20-yard line, floating it, and caught. JSN inside the 5, down to the 4. JSN's got 200 on the day. Well, everyone's putting up big numbers. Touchdown. Seattle's made it a one-score game. Onside kick. It's picked up. Just give it to Genty. Give him one carry to seal the game as the backup running back's in. Gets the toss. No! He gets the first. If that was Genty, that was the record. No, come on. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. They took him out for the record, and now we're kneeling the ball. That was a 16-yard run by the backup running back. And if that was Genty, that would have been the record. That would have been 300. Oh, that's so heartbreaking. About as heartbreaking as an 18-0 can be. All right. There we win 52-45. Genty's so close to history. I mean, that is just still the best rushing attack game I've ever seen in my life. And yeah, Clifford, 4 touchdowns, only 180 yards because Genty goes out there and puts up 287 yards on 29 carries. McKinley, our backup running back, that run was his only run of the game. That was his only run. That's crazy. Genty also put up 34 receiving yards, so he did have 300 all-purpose. He almost got the record, though. It's so wild. All right, NFC Championship. We're out for a little bit of revenge here, taking on the Green Bay Packers. They took us out. We went 1 and done last year despite having the #1 seed in a first-round bye. Now, can we get the job done this time around and take ourselves all the way to a Super Bowl for the first time? As we go 21-21 to start the fourth quarter, Jordan Love completes the pass. It'll be 3rd down and inches. Love sneaks it for the first down. 2nd and 8, 11 minutes to play as Love on the run. Over the middle, that's caught. Into the red zone they go. 15-yard line. Love will throw on the run again. Diving grab and a first down inside the 5. Handing it off. That's a nice tackle in the backfield. Blowing things up. 2nd and goal from the 8. That pass is caught at the 2. Love, 3rd and goal. Looking for the touchdown. He's got it. And the Packers, they're not going to spoil our year again, are they? They're winning 28-21 as Dulong got the completion to him for 7 yards. Come on, looking for 19-0 as a completion. Dulong, first down as we're at the 8:30 mark. And we throw outside. There he is. Dulong again. Feed the tight end. 3 straight catches, and now we go to Genty. And Ashton Genty with a actually a quiet 46 yards. Only 11 carries, so I guess we are, letting him rest up a little bit. But this is not the time for rest. This is the NFC Championship. As they go, Gomez for a gain of 7. And from the 17-yard line, Clifford, read option. He can move a little bit, and he's inside the 10. And the quick drive that we have put together, Genty, carry. Genty breaks the tackle. Genty runs through defenders. Touchdown. Tying the game up, and Ashton Genty still making an impact here. He definitely doesn't have fresh legs. He's got to be fatigued after going for 300 all-purpose, as those stiff arms are only going to lose you 7 yards, Green Bay. 2nd and 17. Jordan Love for a completion. 7 yards. Gets those yards back. 3rd down and 10. Love down the field. Deep ball intercepted. Oh, it's taken away. And inside Packer territory. Jahdae Barron with the pick. And we take over the tie game. And in field goal range, 10 yards. 2nd and inches from the 30 as Clifford will shovel it. There you go. Genty makes a cut inside the red zone. 11-yard gain. Just get it to Genty whatever way we can. Here goes Genty inside the 10. Breaks tackles. Genty down to the 2. It's so difficult to bring down. Goal to go. Caught. Roma Dunze. Touchdown. This might be the most, fun team I've built. This team is so fun to watch, as this Jordan Love option is not going to go anywhere. 2nd and 11. Pass is caught. And a tackle short of the line. 3rd down and 3. 2:25 to go. Love scrambling, and he's got the first down. He's got past midfield. And Jordan Love needing to put his Packers in the end zone to tie this thing up, as he'll throw down the middle of the field, and it's to the 37-yard line. 100 yards on 11 catches for that receiver. Tackled for loss, and they tried to run it, and it didn't work. Now play action over the middle, and Jordan Love getting his team close to the red zone. End zone, this time it's in. Touchdown! Jordan Love ties it up. 35 with a minute to play and trying to keep the undefeated season alive. Return, here he goes, gets room, and at the 40-yard line. Thinking what, just 20 yards to go in a minute as they throw underneath. Here you go, too long, running through 15 yards. 30 seconds to go from the 43. There you go, Clifford. It's in field goal range, and he's got a lot of yards. 21 on the play, and we can just run this clock down, kick the field goal, and the Packers, I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything about it as the time is ticking down. Clock is about to expire. Field goal for the win, 19, and oh, it is good. And we're going all the way to the Super Bowl, 19-0, a 38-35 win and some revenge on Green Bay. This is amazing. This has just been such a fun year, and we need to cap it off in the best way possible. Clifford 3 touchdowns and a great game. Genty 2 touchdowns, 66 yards on the ground. And he had 18 through the air, and he had also a receiving touchdown. So just a calm 3-touchdown game from Genty. This is just unbelievable what Genty is doing. So we go to the Super Bowl and looking for 20-0. We take on the defending champs, Pittsburgh. They are 13-4, won the Super Bowl last year over Green Bay. And now, can they go back-to-back, or can we cap off, I would say, the greatest season ever? I mean, you'd have to say 20-0 would be the greatest season ever. I mean, the Patriots couldn't get it done in 07. The Dolphins back in the day did it, but there wasn't 19-0. Can we get 20, though? That'd be crazy. I was not expecting this. I was not expecting records to be threatened here by Ashton Genty. I was not expecting a 19-0 record at this point. But everything has been so fun up until this point. 2 one-score wins also in both our playoff games. And now the Steelers are going to be here. We're in Atlanta for this Super Bowl matchup. And we'll head to the fourth quarter. Where will it be just as close? The score is 20-10. We are on top. And the Steelers have the football. So very much still within their range to go and capitalize and get themselves within 1 score. 3rd down and inches, though, is the situation. They'll sneak it, and they get the first down. Trent Tuck won Super Bowl MVP last year. Can he do it this time? As they'll need his heroics to come back in this one, as that completion will get them 6. Tuck on the run, and he loses 4. 3rd down and 8. Tuck to the air, up top. Pass is incomplete. And we'll take over, and here we go on offense. And look who it is. It's Dulong, the tight end. Such a great player he is. I mean, what a job from... Hey, I pat myself on the back for these drafts. I put together some really good teams. This team is awesome. As we go to Gomez, he's just such an underrated part of this team. He comes up with big plays every time we watch, and he's like the fastest player in the league at this point. How about Ashton Genty? Best player in the world, Ashton Genty! He goes for 90 yards on the game. I mean, yeah, what has he got, another 2 touchdowns on the game? I don't know what his stats are going to be looking like by the end of things here. 13-yard line, pop pass. Here we go, to the edge. It's a touchdown. And everybody getting involved. I think that was like our superstar 72 overall receiver. I think so, at least. It's 27-10 and 6 minutes to play. Yeah, hope for the Steelers is running out, and they need to go on a touchdown drive right now. And I probably would say they need to not only do that, but score within the next minute or 2 at least, as screen is going to be thrown into the dirt. It's 4th down and 5. And the Steelers from the 46, Tuck over the middle. It's caught. No, knocked away at the last second. And oh boy, the Steelers are crumbling now. And we might have ourselves 20-0 as the throw, middle, incomplete. Steelers will get it back, but they need a big play here to get something going for their team, as that's a run that makes a move, and he's got blocking down the field that's going to result in him having just enough to go all the way. Touchdown, Steelers! 77 yards. Well, that was the best case scenario for them. And now the onside kick with 3:30 to go. St. Louis picks it up, and they will have the opportunity to seal things up. Genty on the carry. How do you stop this? Genty goes for 4. Steelers burn a timeout. 3rd down, though. We go to the air here. Clifford, middle, and it's caught. And that means more time off the clock. Genty on the carry. Up the middle. Ashton. Genty over 100 yards of the Super Bowl. Genty is going to lose a yard. 3rd down and 2. Keep it to him. Genty. Oh, I think he just went under 100 yards potentially. Regardless, field goal try. Steelers out of timeouts. 30-17 your score. And yeah, I mean, the Steelers, they need another quick score and the onside kick and then another quick score. This is going to be 20-0. This is incredible. I mean, from 0-17 in year 1 all the way to 17-0 and then 20-0. I'm not speaking too soon out there. 30 seconds to go. They're not making this comeback. We get to celebrate something that, I mean, this was like a whole video idea that we could have done another time. I mean, we could have done a video like trying to go undefeated, because after that Dolphins video, I'm like, man, it's going to be really difficult. As look at the last play of the game. Oh, no, he fumbled it. Devin Lloyd, not as fast as he used to be. And he's still, even in general, isn't that fast. But he'll scoop it up, get it to the zeros on the clock, and the 20-0 season has been accomplished. Like I said, I was thinking maybe one day we'd eventually do a video where we try to go 20-0, because I'm like, man, after that Dolphins video, the teams that we put together, we were never able to do it. I was like, how hard is it to go undefeated? I mean, hey, this team just had it. They just had it. And I mean, I know the quarterback Clifford, maybe there were some questions. Hey, we traded a lot and we moved on from Tatum to draft a normal dev QB. Well, I think I was proven right in the long term there. And also waiting on a QB, also sending our #1 overall pick out of town to go and get Ashton Genty. I don't think it could have been a better decision. I don't think I could have done a better job. So yeah, Genty goes for 100 on the dot. It's actually like one of his worst games. He only averaged 4 yards a carry. Oh, look at the Steelers selling out for Genty. All right, well, took us, not a crazy amount of time to go from an expansion team all the way to a Super Bowl. Clifford, I mean, he didn't have to do much in a 17-0 regular season, because Ashton Genty, again, threatening records, ran for almost 2,000 yards and 25 touchdowns. What is this dude? I've seen good Ashton Genty sims. This might be the best Ashton Genty sim I have ever seen. He had another 200-yard game during the regular season. Look how many 3-touchdown, it was like 6 3-touchdown games. And also, you got to count the receiving as well. He definitely went over 2,000 all-purpose yards. This is unbelievable. So in receiving, I mean, I don't think he got 600 receiving yards to break Chris Johnson's all-purpose yards of 2,500. But, like, just look at that. That's beautiful. But, I mean, yeah, he got 277. Still, though, 2,200 yards and a cumulative 28 all-purpose touchdowns to cap off. The just GOAT running back debate is about to be over by the time Ashton Genty's career is over in this save file, at least. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. That was a lot of fun. That season was so fun. Let me know if you want to see other videos like this, do expansion stuff, random rebuilds, challenges, all that other stuff. Whatever it is that you guys want to see, let me know. I wanted to, keep trying different things, throw different stuff out there. Thought this was fun. Hope you guys thought the same. And I will see you guys all in the next one.